This is your international executive, Mesha Rogers, a success coach and mentor on the team. And today I wanted to speak with you about how you can use Facebook events as well as some of the Facebook features to promote and advertise some of the trips that you might be booking. So listen, everybody knows that you can use a Facebook event to drive people to stuff like a meeting or a one-time event, etc. But what about some of the trips that are already available in your back office? Let's use the condo and resort section for starters. Let's just say, for instance, you wanted to create an event so that you can have a group of people who are interested in going on a vacation for the month of February 2017. Well, yeah, now we're in 2016. But if you go ahead and start gathering people together who are looking to do something for their significant others, now you have a group and you can continually feed them romantic destinations and things of that nature. So if there's a river cruise in Savannah that's available, if there's something that's going on in Atlanta that's available, you can start feeding these people options ahead of time. All right. The one thing that you want to do when you do put together these Facebook groups is you want to make sure that you're maintaining a schedule and posting consistently in these groups, but not too much. All right, so that's one way. Another way is, let's think about the condos and resort sections again. You already know that we have condos and resorts in our back office that you're able to get at wholesale pricing, and you're able to sell for retail pricing or less than the retail value. That's instant money. All right. So once you cover your bottom line, you can take the rest of that money to the bank. So it behooves you to come into this business and really figure out ways to maximize selling those condos and resorts. So here's one way. You're going to go into Facebook and you're going to create a Facebook event. Now, let's just say that you go into your back office and you pull up condos and resorts that maybe meet a certain price point. Okay, that's fine. Maybe under $500. So now you can create an event in Facebook that says condos and resort options under $500, if that's the name of your event. Okay, so now you've selected a place in France, you got a place in Belize, you got a place in Mexico, and you got a place in the Caribbean. Maybe you have 5 options, maybe you have 6 options, whatever the case may be, you have options. So you might create your Facebook cover to let them know Belize and Mexico, all under $500, 8 days, 7 nights. Okay, that's going to draw people to that particular event. Now, don't get stuck on that. I also want you to use your own creativity. Use the tools and the ideas that I'm giving you now as a launching pad to make it even better. Go that extra mile and come back and share it with the team. So, okay, let's go back. So you've already grouped together a couple selections that these people can choose from. Now what you want to do is you actually want to put the information together so that way you're able to earn some income from their interest in your group. So here's one way that you can do it. Within your own company policy for your agency, what kind of registration do you want people to charge? Some people charge as low as $25. Some people charge as high as any amount of dollars, okay? $50 is not too much to ask. $100 is not too much to ask. Here's some things that you can remember about your price point. Whenever you choose a low price point, you generally will attract the masses. Well, the masses might be a mass group of people who generally don't travel, who are impulsive, and they pay that $25 and they don't do anything else, okay? And that's fine. At least you're getting your $25, right? However, what we found is sometimes when you have a higher price point, you begin to attract people who are more serious. That person that's willing to come off of $100 might be more serious about following through with those vacation plans than the person that only spent $25, who could really care less if they lost that $25 or not. So these are things for you to consider and settle on your price point. I've seen deposits as high as $500, so you know those people are going. It also helps you to identify your target market. Again, do you want the masses of people, or do you want a select group of people who you know you can depend on, consistent, you know, their likes, whatever the case may be. So that's for you to decide. But you should always have a registration for any event or trip that you put together, because how often do we find as travel agents, we actually put together a trip, we do a quote, we do all this work, and the person doesn't come through, they cancel, or whatever the case may be. So in this way, you're getting your commission, if you will, or your fee up front. And at that point in time, I always might make my registrations non-refundable. refundable. It's separate from the cost of the trip. So this is up to you. You might do an early bird special. You might do all kinds of things, and have it to where the registration may go up after a certain time. This creates a sense of urgency in people's mind. So if I see that I can go ahead and in June of 2016, I can go ahead and start planning my trip for, let's just say, Labor Day 2017. I can register with you for $25 a day. I can take advantage and start making monthly payments on this particular hotel and resort, and get all of this stuff out of the way. If I do it now before the end of the month, my registration is only $25. But if I wait until July 1st, my registration might be $100. You might say to yourself, now that's a big jump from $25 to $100. But think about it from a marketing standpoint. You just created a supreme sense of urgency right there. So you can almost bet your bottom dollar that for the most part, you're going to get the bulk of your registrations before that deadline date. I know I'm packing this call or this video with a lot, but here, stay with me and just take note. Remember that you want to give people time when you do an early bird special. Not everybody is going to see your advertisement in a small amount of time. So it may behoove you to go ahead and do that. Run it for 60 days or run it for X amount of days, 45 days, 30 days, or whatever the case may be. Give people a fair amount of time and give yourself enough time to market it. Do you need to create flyers? Do you need to get out there and get on the street and all of these different things to prep for the dates in which you want to have that early bird special ran? All right, things to consider. So 45 days or 60 days is not really too much looking at it from the back end. You give yourself 30 days to get the information out there, an additional 30 days for it to float. And after that point, look, that registration fee has jumped up. Just an idea, again, it's a launching pad for you, so take it and run with it however you want it to fit for your business. Okay, so let's move on. So now you've got your registrations coming in. This is money in your pocket. You can also turn it around and use it for things with your trip. For instance, let's just say for your early birds you want to do t-shirts. Great. Let's just say for your early birds you want to give them a keychain, or it could be any small thing, vacation vouchers, whatever you can come up with, swag bags, things of that nature. Then guess what? What do you really have to lose if you only take just a few dollars out of your registration fee and return it back to the value that your customers are going to get when they register for that trip? So having an incentive to go with the early bird besides the price, something tangible, is also going to be a good thing for you to consider. So again, let's keep moving with the Facebook group. So you've got all these people, you're feeding them this information. Periodically, you're posting in the Facebook event group, you're getting them to share information. You might be asking them trivia questions. You might be doing giveaways in your group. You might be doing a whole lot of things to keep those people interested in that particular destination that you're doing. So I did one day, just a tad bit different. It was the first one I did. I did this, and the whole event was called Please Belize Me. Now this was a trip to Belize. It was offered in our condos and resort section in our back office. And what I did on the flip side, so here's another part where you can take some notes, is even though well, no, let's not go there. What I did was I offered that condo and resort special price for I think it was 6 months. It was either 4 or 6 months, but I offered them the opportunity to take advantage of that condo and resort in Belize from, let's just say, January of 2016 until June of 2016, because I know in our back office that inventory is already available throughout the entire year. So I'm offering it to you for 6 months or 4 months or whatever at this price. But then after July 30th or June 30th, whatever, 6 months after that point in time, I know that I'm going to raise the price on that particular condo. This gives people the freedom to choose when they want to go. You see, sometimes we'll pick a date in the back office and assume that everybody in the world can make it there on this specific time. That's so far from the truth. Give people the option. So in this case, people in your Facebook group can say, listen, I'm interested. I'm going to go ahead and register. And you mean to tell me that if I register today, I can choose when I want to go, as long as it's available, between January and December 2017? Okay, cool. That is almost like having a timeshare, but they're not restricted to dates. They have something that's on reserve that they can go whenever it's available in your inventory. And if you're doing multiple destinations within one Facebook group, let's just say 4 or 5 destinations, you can also say, hey, listen, you can choose any one of these resorts, but if one is not available, then you'll have to choose one of the others, or whatever you want to define as your parameters. Here's what I want you to remember. You are the CEO of your own business. You write the policy. So make sure that you write the policy, because if you cannot stick behind your own policies, guidelines, procedures, and dates and deadlines and things, do not expect your clientele to be able to respect them or know what they are as well. So before you engage in this, think about a couple things. I always say who, what, when, where, how much, and what's in it for me. So let's go down to another bullet. I want you to prepare an information packet for every condo and resort or destination that you choose to make your event from. And this is because no matter what kind of flyer you create, no matter what kind of website you build, people always say, can you send me some more information? Okay, so just have it prepared for them. Again, that form or packet should have the who, what, when, where, how much, and what's in it for me at a minimum. Anything else you want to add, that's great. Go ahead and add. Again, this is just a launching pad to get your creative juices flowing, but please come back to the group or to me, inbox me and say, hey, Mesha, we should probably add this too. But at a minimum, it should have those things. What's in it for me is super duper trooper important. Okay, everyone needs to know what's in it for me. So this is a time where you highlight all of those little perks that you think that don't mean anything, they actually do. If you're working with something like Carnival Cruise Lines, here's what I do. When you go to Carnival Cruise Line or whatever cruise vendor that you're using, or any vendor that you're using, they usually have all kinds of things that's outlining. Or with the cruise lines, they'll go ahead and send you a destination. It's got, I can't think of the name right now, but it has all the information about your cruise and all that kind of stuff. Listen, I take that bad boy, I strip out everything, I get all the meat and all the bones, and I put it into my own branded document and I send it to them. Things that are privy to me as a travel agent then become my girl let's go perks to my customer. Okay, so those are things that you can also do while you're branding yourself and branding your company. Things that you're able to get exclusive to you as a travel consultant that you can offer to your client, those become your perks. A perfect example might be the fun points that you can send to a person while they're on, or the fun, points that you use to send gifts and things to your customers who are on your cruise. Okay, so you're going to send them slippers. You can also itemize that on your info packet. What's in it for me? Well, you're going to get chocolates, you're going to get a bottle of champagne sent to your room, you're going to get this, this, and this, this, and this, all for being a Girl Let's Go customer. So I just want you to think outside of the box. Facebook events are absolutely amazing. I'm actually spending some time on Facebook now, learning about their offers, their incentives. They have so many different things that you can use to market your business, and you really want to take advantage of them. Now, some of them will cost, but right now, Facebook events do not cost. So I'm going to send you to my computer screen so you can see how you can create an event. And I also want you to reach out into the group. We have several people who have been able to take this advice and run with it, and are creating events for their trips and things of that nature. And there's just so much that you can do. The other thing is, when you do that info packet, do not forget to I included something this time, and it was what did I put on there? Let me see. Let me scroll down for a second. Are there any discounts available? That's a section. Who, what, when, where, how much, what's in it for me, whatever I said in the beginning. And then, are there any discounts available? You can reword it however you want. But my response is, and I'm reading from the screen, it says, actually, yes. You could have saved yourself $379 off the price of the trip, got paid 75%, or get paid 75% commission off booking your airfare, and turn around and write the whole trip and all of the associated expenses to include your luggage, transportation, food, etc. Because this would be considered a research and discovery trip for you if you were a travel agent. So very shortly, I began to just share with them really quick that they can open up their their own travel agency. I'm here as a business coach if they'd like to do so. Let's see. Oh, and it also says on here, oh, and I forgot to mention that, of course, with you being a travel consultant, you could get paid to sell this trip to your friends and family who are probably also planning on joining you anyway. So be creative as you want to be, but also let them know if there's any more, discounts available, or how can I get it cheaper, or things to really catch them, because anything about price and cheap or discounts or savings or anything like that, people will tend to read that versus reading anything else. So I'm right at 15 minutes on this part. I'm going to go ahead and end it now. I'm open for questions. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I am in the Can't Stop Won't Stop Facebook group. You can friend me on Facebook, Tamisha Rogers. That's TIMMESHA Rogers. Also, you can call me anytime. My number is 470-295-9797. Anytime you have any questions. I also have a Join Me app that you can do a share screen with. So if you're having any trouble with any of this, download the Join Me app to your cell phone or your computer. And all you have to do is type in the code, show me the game plan, and it's when you sign in, you can actually knock. And if I'm sitting here at my computer, I'd be more than happy to share my desktop with you and help you with anything that you need. But far as right now, I went ahead and prepared a video to show you how to create your first Facebook event. Have fun. All right, so here we are. I'm super proud of you for even getting this far. You should be at your Facebook page, and now what I want you to do is hover over the word more and go down to events. You're going to click on events, and then when that page populates, you're going to click on the button that says create event, which is right here. Now, the very first thing that I need you to do, sorry, brain fart. The very first thing I need you to do is make sure that you change this from a private event to a public event. The reason being is because even though you might be a quote unquote private person, what you need to have on Facebook is you need to have the opportunity to share your business beyond your own social circle. This is where you can reach a huge amount of people by getting the support of your friends to share it on their pages, such and so forth. Well, when you create a private event, and you try to share that, or people try to share that with people who are not in your social circle, they're not able to see the content. All right. So if you think you're going to go and find some groups and stuff to post and that sort of thing, they may not be able to see the content. So, case in point here, just click make this a public event. The next thing that you want to do is select who's going to be the host. Now, if you are the owner of several different pages, then select the page that you want to host the event. For this particular one, I am not going to use my Girl Let's Go page, and I'm going to tell you why. If you look down here at the bottom, let's say I start my event today, but as a business, I have to have an end date, and that end date will only allow me to be 14 days from the start of the event. So this is not going to work for me because the one that I'm getting ready to create is actually an event for a trip that has excursions with dates all the way from June of 2016 until December of 2017. So I need my event to be open ended. So I am going to go ahead and make myself as the host for this event. All right. If you're going to go into this partnering with some other team members, you may also at a later time, as soon as you're done creating the event, go back in and remember to add them as a host to the event as well. So now we're going to add a photo. Now, lucky for me, I went ahead and created a cover photo for this event. I'll change it later, but for now, I just needed something to go up. So just bear with me because my computer is a little bit slow right now. But I just needed something to go up on the page. I mean, like, really, what's going on with the computer? Okay, there we go. Hit it a second time. Um, so this is for a Dubai trip that I'm doing. So I'm going to use this as my temporary cover photo. And you want to add a short but clear name, all right? So I'm just going to put something like, no, let's tour Dubai. Now here you could use Dubai or whatever the location is as your destination. I don't know why this computer is moving so slow. And this will help when people are searching in their search category for different things going on in Dubai. But I'm actually not going to do that for the purposes of this. I actually want people to see that this is an 8-day, 7-night excursion. Let's tour Dubai I said short and sweet and I keep on adding it. But anyway, so I'm going to choose my start date. Now, at this point in time, since I'm the host, I'm the host, I can choose to add an end time or not. Now, for your description, you want to keep your descriptions short and concise again because people do not read. So, here's some things that you want to remember about the description. If there are dates that are available, that's pertinent for them to know. You want to put that information there. So, you also want to put if you have your information packet available, go ahead and send them the link to where they can get their info packet. If there's a registration fee, give them the registration fee. That way they can do everything from there. So for right now, for the purposes of just creating the event, I'm going to go ahead and leave this information blank for the time being. I just gave you some tips that you can put in there. So you, when you're creating your event, go ahead and put it in. All right. And then you can also use keywords to tag your event. Now, I'm only going to take you so far with this, and this is because I actually recorded this whole entire video once before, and for some reason it recorded my screen as black, and I don't want to create an additional event. But listen, as soon as you create this event, there's going to be a notification that's going to post on your Facebook page to let your friends know that you have an event. Even though you didn't invite them, they can see it. So what you don't want to do is create an event, leave all of this information blank, and then come back to it 3 weeks later like, oh, let me update it. No, people already seen the event whether you invited them or not. So as soon as you create the event by clicking this button here, I want you to go in and then start filling in whatever links and things that you have associated with that particular event page. Okay, so it's really that simple. But remember, just don't drown out all of the description with all kinds of information. Just keep it short and to the point, and whatever links or contact information that they need, you want to put that information there. Also, on the next screen, once you create your event, you also want to add any of your co-hosts to this event. So let's come out of here and let's go and look at some of the events that I have upcoming. So, and I'm going to point out some other things as well. So, like I said, I created this event. So we're going to click on it. So once you have your event created, all right, you want to begin inviting people to your event. So if you click on the invite here button here, you can choose the friends that you want to invite. Now, when this comes up, there's several different target markets that you can use. Like me, my profile says that I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So I can choose to invite friends who are just in the Atlanta, Georgia area or such and so forth. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right. Previous events that are hosted, I can invite those members as well. Listen, Facebook is only going to allow you personally to invite so many people. So what you want to do is be selective, like Tawana Houston, travel guru, diamond in the business. What sense does it make for me to invite her to this event? None whatsoever. Okay. So use your selections wisely. Then you want to make this become something that's interactive between you and your invited guests, because as your guests are scrolling through their Facebook timeline, they're going to come across your event and it's going to ask them if they're interested. Not if they're going, if they're interested. So 9 times out of 9, the people that are going to come into your event page are going to be interested. It's your job to move them from the interested amount or interested category to the going category. So now you want to create a things to do list for yourself. Maybe create a campaign on Hootsuite and begin to schedule your events or use the free services that Facebook has to where you can post your events, your posts, future posts. But anyway, you want to campaign people and you want to get them to the point where they're coming from the interested category to the going category. So maybe every so often you might post things in your event that are like, question of the week, or maybe you might have some surprises for registered guests, or whatever the case may be. You want to continue to engage. If you need ideas with that, I'll be more than happy to share with you some. I'm just kind of trying to rush through this at the moment so I don't keep up too much of your time. All right, so one campaign that I will tell you I do every so often is I actually go through my interested list. I introduce myself as a travel coordinator. We're going to have so much fun. I just wanted to check and see if you had any questions that I could answer for you. Did you get a chance to review the info packet? Would you like to set up a time to call me, or anything of that nature? So really extending yourself out there to the people that are in your group. And if they're not interested or whatever the case may be, there's nothing wrong with inboxing them and saying, hey, if you're not interested or whatever, do you mind sharing this with your friend group? Right? You don't even have to address the fact that they're interested. Hey, I see you're coming out. Do you mind sharing this with your friend group today? That sort of thing. So you could do prizes and campaigns for people that share the most or have the most interest, people that bring the biggest group. There could be so much that you can do with your group. So let's go on and keep moving. So the other thing, to add the host that I was telling you about, you're going to come in here to the edit button, and it should ask you any co-host. So this is where you want to add in any co-host that you have for the event. So this could be some business partners who are going to join you in selling this particular event or vacation packages, whatever, with their group. What you really want to do is get your invitations up to at least 1,000 people as soon as possible. All right, and having a mix of people, if you're working with some of the other business partners, is going to be great because you have different synergies going on in the group, that such and so forth. But it does require that you and those co-hosts sit down and kind of figure out how you're going to address people as they come into the business. So one thing that you can do, I can't show you too much now because I don't have anyone, I haven't publicized the group as far as inviting people. But if I had going people that are going, I would be able to hover over here and it will populate all the people that are going, and it'll show me who invited them. So if I know that Sandra Anderson was a person that invited someone to this group, I'm not going to inbox her and try to get that sale unless I've okayed that with Sandra or the co-host in my group, and we have a protocol for that. So try to keep it clean and stay within the guests that you invite, that sort of thing. If you need help with that, again, just let me know. Another button is sharing on a page. So if you're going to share the entire event on a page, you just hit the share button just as I did. As you can see here at the top, it'll give you several options. So am I going to share this as Girl Let's Go onto the Girl Let's Go page? Am I going to share this as whatever the case may be? So you've got that. I'm going to go ahead and X out of there. So periodically you want to share. And I've got some tips and things for you another day. Oh, here's some of the details that I put just as headers for myself. So I'm actually going to go in now and fill in this information. So I'm going to list all the dates that they can choose from between now and December 2017. I'm going to put what's required to reserve. In this case, it's $200 deposit. I'm also going to put request info packet. I have a link for that. So they can click it and see the info packet right there online. And then the registration link, I'm going to go ahead and put that link so they can go ahead and make their payment, or the credit card authorization form so that they can make their payment. And last but not least, I'm going to put my contact information just in case. So I hope that this really helps you. Before we end this, I'm actually going to give you guys a sneak peek at some of the business partners that I've been able to work with and inspire, that have actually put this to use. So we're going to go back, we're going to go to more, we're going to click on events. And we're going to take a look at Miss Chantel Small. She actually is doing one with the condos and resorts. She's done a few of them thus far, and it seems to be working really well for her. So she's already giving out options for the 4th of July in the Bahamas, only $675. As you can see here, she's got a sense of urgency. Space and time is running out. She's telling them where they're going and the dates that are available, and she's got the condo listed. So this, she's got some information there. She's continually keeping her posts going, so that's really awesome. She did one that showcased several different options. I believe, I can't remember what, but I think it was like a pick your paradise is what she called it. So she used several different condos and resorts to kind of get you to pick which one. Here it is, right here. So this is where she went into the back office and looked at a couple condos and resorts. So you have several different condos and resorts to choose from. Just put yourself in the consumer's mindset for right now, okay? And she's telling you how many days that you're getting on the event. She's got the payment place where you go to make your deposit at, all right? And she's got the starting amount, so you can do it, however you want. Just make sure to have a consistency with it, and again, get those interest levels up. Okay, so don't be greedy. There's nothing wrong with sharing events with your your business partners, it actually helps you out more than you actually think about it. Just having the exposure on your page, people being able to see that you have 1,000 or 2,000, 4,000 friends invited and 600 going, it really looks good for you. Okay, so let me go to upcoming events. Because I wanted to show you. No, maybe okay. So here's one that I did for myself, which was Please Believe Me. All right, this was availability of Belize in our back office. All right, I went ahead and I prepared the info packet. Now, I did this so long ago that probably some of the things that I've told you now are not evident in this particular event, but please just forgive me. It's a live and learn situation, so I'm just trying to make it easier for you. But in our back office, there was a condo and resort for Belize. So simply put, about I don't know 6 months or so ago, no 3 months it says. So about 3 months ago, I posted this on my Facebook page. I'm offering it to where they can actually go for a span of time. They can pick their dates that they want to go for. They'll pay the amount, and I have my registration that's available. So I actually had quite a few inquiries of people that were looking for. Oh, this is Vanita calling for a travel party. So I'm gonna have to end this with you guys and get with her in just a second. So, what was I trying to say? Yeah, so I just put the information out there. So listen, I got to take this out. Vanita is actually getting ready to do a video party with her team out there in Las Vegas, and I have to chime in. So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You got my contact information. I'm wishing you all much success with this, and that you don't harbor this information, but you also put it out to your teams and their teams to come. Have a blessed and wonderful one. Good night. Goodbye. See you later. Talk to you soon. Get on the webinar, plug in, do what you got to do. Don't give up. All right, y'all. Bye bye.